stock market savage. Taking a little walk outside, taking a little walk. Get out my apartment for a minute in the beautiful suburb of Richmond Heights, outskirts of Cleveland, Ohio, where I reside. So today we close with the markets up. We close with the markets up today. Yesterday, about an hour before market closed, it was some things going on. I just felt like that the indexes were down. So I said, let me go to CNBC in my app. You know what I'm saying? And see what's going on. And I went and took a look. Sure enough, all of the indexes were down. So I said, you know what? While all of our indexes are down, while every America, I'm talking about the Russell was down, the S&P, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, every American index, the small indexes, every index was down. I said, now, let me go and look and see what countries' indexes are down and what countries' indexes are up. And my general assessment of what I observed would be to say that for the countries whose markets, every country whose markets were down, their major indexes were down. If all of our indexes were down, while all of our indexes are down, it means that their trade is correlated to America, and our markets will pull their markets down because they may have some type of codependence upon us through trade or through some type of commodity or agricultural product that we supply them, or that they, you know what I mean, that's interconnected, that our markets being down will pull their markets down. That lets me know that investing in those markets will not give me a foreign hedge. That won't give me a hedge when, hey, what's happening? Like and subscribe. That won't give me a hedge when our markets go down here in America. So what I really highlighted and what I've been researching is every country whose major index was up, while every last one of our indexes were down yesterday. Those are the foreign markets that I feel like, from my opinion, from my observation, that's a raw, what is that, a Jaguar, Mustang truck? Ugh. I know she ain't just riding by here in no Mustang SUV. That baby is official. And she the first person I ever seen one with it. In the beautiful suburb of Richmond Heights, where I reside. You know what I mean? Sartorio Hector, Cleveland record producer, self-taught investor, albums on all music platforms featuring artists from across the United States. Download and tap into the projects. You hear me what I'm saying? So listen, back to what I was saying. As retail investors who can be decimated by the market activity of institutional investors and sharks and whales, we have to find unique ways to diversify our portfolios. I got on these glasses. I do not have my reading glasses on, so I cannot shout out specific individuals. Everybody that's in the live, whatever country, whatever city that you from, I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. Like and subscribe. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away $1,000 of my own personal money. We're going to give $100 to 10 subscribers. Subscribe to the channel, Stock Market Savage, Santorio Hector. Download the albums on Apple Music, on Spotify, on Tidal, Amazon, Pandora, wherever you stream music at. Download the records. You heard what I'm talking about? Download the records. Download the records. Stream the records. I'm gonna go in here and give me some food. But I'm trying to think, I'm gonna get this first. So listen. So once again, while all of the major indexes were down, every American index was down yesterday. I went because I wanted to see what countries' indexes were up while ours were down. So my observation and my opinion is that if those countries' markets were up while all of our indexes were down, that's where I want to be invested. That's where I have a hedge. Whenever there's turmoil in America's market, that's where I'm gonna have a hedge. So diversifying ourselves into foreign stocks, once again, diversifying ourselves into foreign markets. And that we want a capitalist is just not an American capitalist. We have access to a global economy from being able to trade the markets. You don't have to just invest in the American stock market. You can invest in the stock markets of every country that has a market that's tradable. And as retail investors combine together, we have to find ways to diversify our portfolios to protect ourselves, to protect our money. Asset management and preservation is the most important thing. Hey, how you doing? Highland Food Mart. Make sure you pop in when you're in Richmond Heights.
Catch you guys that road thing blocked. I went over in the parking lot and just come back. Cross.
What's up, bro? You vote? You live in Richmond Heights? You live out here?
Yeah.
Vote for my aunt. She running for city council president.
Okay.
Yep.
Now if I can make it home.
Can I sit a couple of these here, or you don't allow? Okay. Thank you. See how business owners and businesses patronize business. My guy from Subway that'll always be in the restaurant. Oh, word. Well, hold on. How much I owe you?
1943.
Here.
You still know what I said? Nada. Nada.
Hey, hey, hey. I probably I told my life insurance agent to take my life insurance payment. You know that was like 301. So, you know, download the albums on all music platforms featuring artists from across the United States. You hear me? Oh shit. Let me go see some. I gotta get my food. Well, you know what? I'll get it later. I gotta get my food. I got y'all on here. Is that Mexico or who is that in the live? What country's flag is that? Is that Mexico? Hola, ¿cómo está hoy? Subscribe and like. Stock Market Savage. Santorio Hector. Subscribe and like to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Santorio Hector. Download the albums on all music platforms. On Apple Music, on Tidal, on Spotify, on Amazon. You hear me? Cleveland record producer, cannabis grower, reader, self-taught investor. Subscribe and like. Download the albums on all music platforms. You hear me? You hear me? Foreign markets. Remember this. Foreign markets. Do a Google search and do your research and do an inquiry. What markets, what foreign markets are, what foreign markets, what foreign countries, major stock indexes are up when the U.S.'s major indexes are down. I think I'm gonna post a list that I created yesterday where you can see the actual list that I saw inside CNBC statistics, because I'm subscribed to CNBC, you know what I mean, through my cable subscription. I feel like the East Indian homie was trying to be funny with his friend, trying to say something smart behind my back in another language. I ain't had time to entertain him. When I pull tight in there to buy something, I'm gonna ask him what was he saying, cause you went into another language. Was you trying to make fun of me or something? Did you have something to say that you all of a sudden couldn't talk in English? What was on your mind? What was you saying? What was so funny? cause I be talking about big money, and I put my card in, and he said that the card was declined. That don't mean that it's not money on the card. Sometimes my bank will put a lock on my card just simply because they not used to somebody whose zip code that's connected to my card having money like this. Neighborhoods be streamlined, they be redlined. So they'll act like, cause my address is down in the hood, that I can't be somewhere in a fancy neighborhood and community buying something or shopping at the store. They put fraud alert blocks on my card, and a lot of times, depending on like if I'm making a transaction in a fancy ass restaurant, like I really check Key Bank about that. You know what I mean? And so that's probably what they was laughing at. Like, I'm talking all this big money, stock money, and my car, and he said that my car was declined. That didn't mean it wasn't money off my car. It could have meant that I don't keep money in the bank. I only keep money in the bank to have a couple dollars to make little soft transfers, because I keep every dollar invested or somewhere where it's accumulating interest. So if that's what they was laughing at, shut the fuck up. That's what I be talking about. Your ass is working in Subway. Don't make me fucking read you. You working in fucking Subway. You on break from Subway, motherfucker. I just got finished trading all day and coming to buy me a bottle of wine. And you know what I'm talking about? And a couple rolls of toilet tissue, because I'm a single man. Fuck is you talking about? I made $2,000 today. How much did you make on the clock of Subway? I hope he owned the restaurant while him and another East Indian working behind the cash register of the food mart, working for Ali, who was checking me out, who live in the same building that I live in. Man, get the fuck out of here. Foreign and domestic ass, stupid ass motherfuckers. You know what I mean? That's what I be talking about. Trying to prejudge somebody because I walked to the store, because that car could have been declined for numerous reasons. That don't mean that I'm not making all the money that I say I'm making trading, and that does not mean that I'm not making all the money that I say I'm making because I'm not jumping in no car, because I took a walk. My car is in the shop being customized. It's been in the shop. I don't have anything to prove to any other man or woman that's walking the earth. And this is why this is a reality YouTube channel of a trader and an investor still living a regular life, basically, in my neighborhood. Not in my neighborhood, because I live in a suburb. I live in a wealthy suburb. I live in a wealthy suburb. I don't even just live in a suburb. I live in a wealthy suburb. I live in a wealthy suburb. And see, so I'm not no racist. I don't like stupid motherfuckers, no matter what race you come from. You dumbass motherfucker. What you laughing? Because I'm in my life, and he could have said my car. He could have declined my car. He could have said my car came back declined, trying to be funny, because he knew I was in a live trying to call himself in. It could have been a numerous reasons, but you see what I did, went in my wallet and pulled out the cash and paid for the shit. I was just trying to hold on to my cash. I keep money. And I'm going to ask his ass next time I go in Subway, what was he laughing at? That's what people don't know. I'll pull your motherfucking whole card when I catch you by yourself. I don't have time to entertain whatever, because you ain't just start speaking in your East Indian dialect to the other East Indian behind the counter, but both you motherfuckers working behind somebody's fucking counter. That's what I be talking about. Trying to be funny in my life. That's the part of me that a law trying to change, because just because I changed my life and I'm living a legitimate life, I'll fuck you up. You feel me? So that's the part of me that I'm trying to control. Success and becoming successful, a lot of successful people crash and burn because of their temper, not knowing how to control their temper, knowing how to control themselves when they know people trying to be funny and trying to be funny and shit, trying to be offensive on the sly. I'll slap your ass. But you know you can't respond like that. You know what I'm talking about? I just laugh because y'all working, you working behind the counter, you there every day. Every day I get finished trading, I come and buy a sandwich and that motherfucker is behind the counter. So what the fuck is you laughing at? If I was in his restaurant and I ain't had the money, he would have gave me a sandwich because he know my money is good. So why is you all of a sudden now you with one of your East Indians from from your country, you go into your language like y'all trying to be funny, like y'all better than somebody working behind the counter. You know what I'm saying? A corner store cashier and a fast food cashier. I don't be paying that shit no attention. I'm gonna ask his ass when I catch his ass by himself when he trying to be all friendly. What was you talking about when you started talking in your language when I was in my live? You was being funny cause my payment, cause he said that my card was declined. I'm gonna ask his ass. Watch. Remember what I said today though. If you are an investor and you trade the market, remember this. My building right, I stay 10 minutes from the store. The man who owned the store, who cashed me out, he lived here. I could have made his ass wait in line and kept my cash and just went into my brokerage account and sent some money to the card if it really ain't no money on the card. It might not be no money on the card because I told my insurance agent to go ahead and take my life insurance payment today. I wonder if his ass got life insurance if something was to happen today to him with his children. Would he get buried or can they ship his ass back to India while he trying to be funny? Fuck out of here. Let's go get his hotel key for $2. A $2 deposit for his hotel key. You know, fuck off. From hotel clerks to fast food cashiers, man. More power to them. Motherfucker get a motherfucker started, B. I say like I know when something might happen to make my lives not for children. You heard me? Reality YouTube, the life of a trader, investor, aspiring to obtain $1 million out the market. So motherfucker, I live right here. Everything is available to me. I got a driver who take me anywhere that I gotta go. And if a female tell me that she ain't gonna fuck with me cause I gotta lift her to the house. If I want to take you out, I could pay for the gas that it costs and I could pay for the date. So, you feel me? Pay attention to what everybody say. Pay attention to what everybody do while you are intentionally appearing to not have and really can afford. I ain't gonna say to buy everything you want, but you are comfortable, more comfortable than some people who call themselves trying to be funny and who think they better off than you. You're more comfortable than them, but because you don't show outward signs and you don't care about all that material stuff. I've been had that. You know what I'm talking about? What my father, my spiritual mentor, and who I say my father because just because your biological father or your adopted father raised you from a baby to a grown man don't mean that he helped to bring you into manhood or help you develop and mature into manhood. The man that helps you mature and develop into a full manhood and understanding the responsibilities and bringing you through the process of the rites of passage to understand what is a man and what a man actually does, then that was your father, but he didn't father your manhood. Somebody else could father your actual manhood. I'm talking about a man that don't argue and go back and forth with no woman. A man that wouldn't even never put his hands on a woman, because you can't provoke me to come out my character. A man that just evolves, that's gonna handle his business. I don't need nobody to tell me to pay my bills. I don't need nobody to tell me to take some of the resources that God is blessing me with and to bless other people. A man. I don't cry and complain about no situations. I deal with them. I might talk about them, but I don't cry and complain about nothing that God is putting me through or that I'm putting myself through from the because this volatility is because this volatility is, I said before, is the market forever volatile. I said before, is the market forever volatile. Subscribe and subscribe and where and where subscribe and I'm giving $100. Giving $100 to 10 people randomly selected by dollars to 10 people randomly selected by somebody. I'm going to choose to go list and way it can be totally know what I'm saying, democratic, totally know what I'm saying, democratic, the way that the winners are picked with no fake dollars and probably $100, probably an $1,100 giveaway, $100, $50 to the person, because they don't know how much money I'm and we're gonna do it like that. I'm gonna give away. We're gonna have $1,000 giveaway when I get giveaway when I get 1,000 subscribers, because at that point this channel will be able to monitor. If you live in the city of Cleveland, all the way up by the church, Cleveland, and get you some clean herb that chemicals or nutrients, some gas certified that you ain't have to worry is tainted or any of that. It's gonna be all type of benefits to being a subscriber and a supporter of the Stock Market Savage YouTube channel. This is reality YouTube. Just like they created reality TV, I'm creating reality YouTube. This is real life in real time. It's not pre-recorded. It's not scripted. I might bug out if I don't have. I might smoke some cannabis, but it is no different than Aristotle. But I don't promote negativity. I don't promote violence. This is not about. I don't promote illegal substances. Cannabis, sativa, and ruderalysis, and hemp is legal in the state of Ohio. So I don't commit any crimes. In the state of Ohio, it's legal. This is a financial market opinion and commentary channel. But when I graduate from school and take my test and become a certified, and I become a certified financial planner and get my CFP cert, then if I'm not mistaken, I could legitimately give investment advice and help families develop and plan budgets and investment strategies to grow wealth.
These numbers are mind-bending, and I think that they're going to continue to move higher. If you look at what on September 9th, Susan Lee from the CFO of Meta said at the Goldman
And that's what I do. I walk in my apartment, you see financial news. Just for real. I live this lifestyle, fast money.
Steve, I think we're going to hit a wall at some point. We'll slow down at some point. Maybe not hit a wall, slow down. But I don't think it's close. I think we're going to be having the same conversation 6 months from now.
Gene, always great to speak with you. Thanks for your help all this week.
Melissa, Fast Money, CNBC, Fast Money team, Melissa Lee.
Despite not having earnings, up 8.7%, and so it gets you.
Shout out Melissa Lee. Shout out the Fast Money team.
AI trading could be a combination of them.
Watching Fast Money and taking in Fast Money. I was out doing some campaigning for my auntie, Cassandra Nelson, passing out some of these. You know what I mean? I don't cap. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. So
vote for Cassandra Nelson if you live in Richmond Heights, Richmond Heights City Council.
Or possibly for 26 shipments are going to be significantly higher than we already had. But what we've learned about NVIDIA over the last 6 to 9 months is that this is an AI infrastructure company, and that they're also reinvesting in those folks that will be essentially investing in that for at least major clients.
Stock market savage. Let's go take a look right quick. Tonight. Wine imported from Italy.
And right now this looks really interesting, but you never know where tomorrow brings. Well, there's no question that they have to do this, and we've also proven that the software and the platform around it is part of that mode. The reality is AI is taking on different forms. What I think we learned this week is that in giving overlay on valuation, given the growth, it might as well have been an earnings week. We got a growth update that the analyst community had to upgrade the stock, and they're a close second behind Google on this week.
Yeah, Mike, your thoughts?
Rufino,
I mean, this is another one that,
product of Italy.
Sometimes get
wine, a great tasting sparkling wine, imported from Italia. Io sono uomo da Hanoi. E mi fratellos. Uomo de Hanoi.
Age out over time, and they're going to be developing new technology. So I think this has got a couple more years to run, and I think the entire space is something you have to stay invested in.
What are you doing with your NVIDIA position here with the $5 trillion mark behind it?
I haven't done anything. I've recently put on colors, so I have that. So your question is an excellent one. I don't know which, so I'm going to be in both. I'm going to be the hyperscalers and and Meta and NVIDIA.
Coming up, Snap benefits in focus as a
Meta and NVIDIA.
The impact it could have on consumers.
You know,
and companies that cater to them. Plus,
I'm going to be in Meta because I'm going to get back into Meta. I'm going to be in Meta. I'm going to be in Taiwan Semiconductor. I'm going to be in NVIDIA. I'm going to be in Palantir. I'm going to be in Broadcom. And then I'm going to be in the exchange traded fund, the semiconductor exchange ETF. And then I'm protected all the way around, aren't I? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Ride the wave until it's time to pull out. Hedge. Be prepared for a bear attack in the wilderness even when it's calm. The market is a wilderness even when it's a bull market. It's a wilderness. The volatility that has been created in the market, the volatility, I repeat, repita por favor, tú hablas español, repita por favor, please repeat, repita por favor, tú hablas español, habla español conmigo, cada día para mí que aprender español más. Communicate with me in Spanish if you speak Spanish so I can learn more. You know what I'm saying? My biological father was an Indio Espanol, a Spanish Indian. People come from Spanish Florida, the islands of Barbados and Antigua, and I was adopted and raised by my mother's husband and my brothers and sisters' father, who raised me from a baby. It was me and him before it was me and them. Irish Italian, part Native American, connected to the Jewish syndicate and the Cleveland Mafia. My story is real. I'm a blood who changed his life. I'm a hustler, a reformed hustler who changed his life and who started picking stocks in 2001, but was so in and out of the streets that I just didn't focus and realize if I just leave the streets alone and get a job and focus on taking part of my paycheck and investing, especially from 2001, it's 24 years later, I would be a millionaire. I can show you stocks that I picked in 2001. I owned Taiwan Semiconductor in 2001. It was probably like $3 or $4 a share. I had an online brokerage account in 2001 with Share Builder. That's now merged, I think, with E-Trade. I'm not new to this. I just started to take it serious last year. And I've been dibbling and dabbling. And I traded crypto from 2019 until like 2022, 2023, 2024. I really never stopped trading crypto. I just liquidated my account and pushed the money into some other investments. But now I'm reinvesting and reestablishing positions in crypto altcoins as well. There's no way in the world you ever gonna work for a living and free yourself. There's no way in the world you're gonna work for a paycheck and doctors invest, lawyers invest, senators invest, presidents invest. Who are you? Who do you think that you are? Oh, you think that you can live off the government's handouts, and they pay for your food, and they pay for your rent, and they gonna do that forever. It ain't gonna never stop, girl. This was my great grandma's Section 8 certificate. Yo, it was not designed to be a generational lack. It was not. America is not designed. America was not even created for people to stay poor. Land of the free, home of the brave. A republic means that a peasant, a servant, a slave could rise up to be the leader of the country, the leader of the republic. That's the best thing about the republic. It's not inherited. Leadership is not inherited through the bloodline. In kingdoms and empires, every leadership role, every governmental role, parliament is decided by the rulers and the elite of the society, the aristocratic nobility. America's aristocratic nobility, you can make a poor American family can become an American aristocratic noble family. Wow. And if noble blood is already in your veins, then by the divine right of kings, it's in your blood to be successful. That's what they believe. That's the truth, though.
Picking stocks, pick ones that you think might potentially outperform, the broader indices, and I think the AI trade is where that's at. I will say, though, that the oil service index space, names like Halliburton, do look like they've sort of bottomed out and might be turning around, and those are a little bit cheaper than the integrated names. So Schlumberger,
everything that's needed to power the AI trade and the quantum gas, energy, titanium, uranium, gold, silver. In my opinion, you want to be invested in those areas. Cryptocurrencies. In my opinion, you want to do your research, you want to do your homework, you want to pull up those charts, you want to look at those charts, the different prices that it's hit, the all-time high, the all-time low, where it's traded at, in between what levels is hit from its beginning, from the inception of the company up until its present date. Do your homework and your research and be about your money, about where you putting your money. Make your money, pimp your money. Pimp your money. Pimp every dollar that you work and bust your butt working for someone else to earn. Go watch financial market news and listen, because when they talk about the consumer this and the consumer that and the consumer this and the consumer that, they're talking about you. Someone who all they do is spend money, but they never invest money. Yes, we want you to keep spending money and never invest money. You're dumber money than retail investors who jump in the market and listen to gurus and listen to analysts and never do their own research. The first time you lose a bunch of money because an analyst said that they thought that a particular stock or security was a buy, and that mug dive down, and you panic sell and jump out. Like, I bought thousands of dollars worth of Sana biotechnology early last year, like early. I heard Courtney, or one of the analysts on CNBC, one of the CNBC morning shows, say, she felt like Sana Biotechnology was a buy. I bought that shit about $2 or $3. It went down to like 70, 69 cents. Imagine you, and I bought it on margin. I'm buying with borrowed money. That's why you never bet on everything. Straight margin call if I had to put it all on that shit. That shit didn't turn around to 6 months later. But a $6,000 loss, because I never sold it, turned into, I got my 6,000 back and about 3,000 or 4,000 profit when Santa most recently ran up to like $5. I kept buying it when it went to 69 cents a share, because I'm like, when it went under $1 a share, I'm like, I'm locked in right now. I ain't never selling this shit. You know what I'm saying? So when Santa turned around, I reaped the rewards. Sana Biotechnology, I still trade it. I'm getting ready to start buying it and never sell it. I'm gonna have so many shares that I can trade some shares and I can hold on to a few thousand and trade a few thousand. Because it go up and down between $1 to $5 or $6. It's just bounced back between $1 and $6 right now. I'm trading that. I get it at 1, it go to 6. 1,000 make me 6. I get it at $1.30, it go to $2.30. You know what I mean? I get it at $1.30, it shoot up to 3 in a couple weeks. Yeah, give me that. Gotta turn $1,000, turn $1,000, turn $1,300 into 33 or something like that. Yeah, give me that. This is the type of market. I seen in the last year. I seen 5 stocks under $10 increased. I've seen 5 stocks under $10 go to $40 or more in value. I seen 5 stocks under $10. I seen iron. I bought iron at $6. It is now trading at $60. My dumb ass. I be feeling so stupid. That's why I say buy the shit and hold it, and just. That's why Jim Cramer say quit trading all the time. Quit trading all the time. If the stock got a good story, you reap the most by buying it and holding it. I bought that shit and it's been less than a year. It was $6 6 months ago. IREN, ticker symbol. Go fucking look it up. You can validate any information that I give you. I base everything that I do off of information that can be validated and substantiated. You know what I mean? The first time you lose a bunch of money or break yourself because you listen to an analyst or a guru, they can be wrong. All investing, any investment instrument is you can incur loss, financial loss. It is a risk when you invest. That's why you have to do your own research. I don't care how good the analyst is or the person that told you to buy this stock. Go validate the story and the information yourself. Subscribe to my channel, Stock Market Savage. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm giving away $100 to 10 people randomly selected. That's a $1,000 giveaway. And every time we hit a milestone or I generate a certain amount of income from YouTube, once we are able to monetize at 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to give back to my community. So I salute everybody that pops into this channel and gives me your time. You know, you take the time to listen to my channel, Stock Market Savage. Subscribe to the channel and go check out my records. Santorio Hector, Cleveland record producer, cannabis grower and breeder. Albums on all music platforms. You know what I mean? Featuring artists from New York to California. Subscribe to the channel, Stock Market Savage. Tell all your friends, you know, even if they just subscribe for a chance to win the $100 when we reach 1,000 subscribers, because they're gonna be randomly selected by somebody who doesn't know who I know and who I don't know personally. So it can be, you know, really fair.
Now we're looking at probably 35 basis points of GDP for, I don't know, what's the worst case that we're going to handicap that for? Maybe 6 weeks or so.
I do my channel the way I do my channel to make sure that my channel is distinctively different. But it's still a financial literacy, education, opinion, and commentary channel.
Coming up, is Netflix about to make a major acquisition? The latest reports that the streaming giant could be eyeing a deal with Warner Brothers.
That'd be raw. You want to buy both of them right now.
Missed a moment of fast? Catch us anytime on the go.
You might want to acquire them before that deal happened, if that deal is going to take place.
Trading with Schwab is powered by.
I was trading in and out of Warner. That was under $10. It's at 22 something. You guys got to stay invested.
Filled with new online videos, web
That's why you need multiple streams of income so you can add to your positions and stay invested.
Stacked with
You know what I
content
mean?
created to fit your unique goals. You can spend less time.
But I ultimately, in my opinion, I think that
with Schwab.
Retail investors need to do more research,
University, the premier life skills university,
2 times as much homework,
best run college in America by the Princeton Review.
study 10 times as hard as a professional, as someone who really went to school to manage money and had to take all that math and algebra and business class, you know what I'm saying? Or as a computer scientist, they had to learn the highest levels of mathematics and, you know what I mean? And so the disadvantages, you have to give yourself an edge to make up for whatever disadvantages that you might have operating in the market. Trying to operate and maneuver the market. You feel me?
Hi, I'm Josh Brown, one of the original contributors to CNBC's Halftime Report.
Josh Brown is a money manager. If you don't want to manage your money yourself,
Exclusively with CNBC Pro.
Join Pro for exclusive access to Josh Brown's best stocks in the market.
My name is Katie. I'm a Spectrum customer for mobile and internet. And I grew up on a farm and ranch in Nebraska, so I'm always cowgirling.
subscribe and like. I'm about to get up off this live stream. This is a reality YouTube channel about the life of a retail investor who's been trading to date 1 year and 3 months. Tomorrow it'll be a year and 4 months because it'll be November. So tomorrow I will been trading 1 year and 4 months, and we back at it Monday. If I close above 25,000 at market close today, back at it Monday with in a new month, back able to day trade. You know what I mean? And wow. So for everybody that thinks that you can't talk to customer service at Robinhood, I talk with Robinhood customer service all the time, and I was talking to one of the brothers at Robinhood customer service today, and he said they thinking about making the day trade minimum $2,500. I said, wow. They better not do that, man. If they better not do that, it's gonna be a bunch of people who get in the market trying to day trade and don't know what they doing and get wiped out early. They're gonna be snatching the yo. But if they did allow that, it would prove it's gonna change the whole game of trading. It's gonna make the market more liquid. It's gonna make the market more liquid. This may be the reason why a lot of major stocks is doing stock splits to make the stocks affordable, because they about to reduce the amount of money that you need minimum in your account to day trade. And a bunch of new investors going to be trying to day trade and not know what they're doing and get their accounts wiped out. They're going to be borrowing money from the broker and be trading on margin and lose, and you're going to still owe the broker, and you're going to be in fucking debt. You better listen to what I'm saying. When they reduce the amount to day trade, do not trade with money borrowed from the broker, because they're right. When they reduce that amount, that means this is how it works. Like, I'm trading on margin right now. Once I got to $25,000 in my account, I started borrowing money from my broker to buy stocks. But if I ever go below my maintenance requirement, they'll start selling my stocks to liquidate to make me pay what I owe them. You can go broke that way. You should never trade or buy stock on borrowed money unless you know what you're doing. Unless you know what you're doing. There's people who know what they're doing, who professional traders who get wiped out trading on margin, trading on borrowed money. They said that's what happened in the Bitcoin when the guy shorted Bitcoin, and he made I don't know how much money this guy made, but they sucked a lot of people's money out the market and stopped a lot of people out the market who were trading on margin on borrowed money that they leveraged against crypto. And lost everything. And when you do that, you still owe the broker the money that you borrowed. Dang, you owe us the money that you borrowed to buy that shit. Give it to you. Owe us you don't got it. We got to take your crib. You don't got it. We took your crib. You still ain't paid us. We about to take your car. You better take your car. You don't fucking got it. Listen, motherfucker is back working a 9 to 5. The motherfucker is killed himself. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Use your own money to buy stocks, and especially if they reduce the day trade minimum to 10,000 or under. Do not borrow money from your broker to trade to buy stocks until you have been trading for some time and see that you understand trading. You definitely better not until you know how to read Fibonacci candles and do technical and fundamental and then technical analysis. Fundamental first. Just like martial arts, you have to know the fundamentals before you can go to the technical breakdown of what each move in the form is like, really how you utilize it and flow to exact the damage that you do as a martial artist, and apply and put application to the form, to the style.
You know, one of the world's richest families, the Ellisons. If there's any kind of auction or bidding war.
Martin, great to have you with us. Thank you.
The Robinhood consultant customer service rep told me today that they thinking about reducing the day trade minimum to $2,500. I said, what? After I had to trade and work and learn and study good enough to grow a portfolio to $25,000 to be able to day trade, they're gonna make the minimum $2,500. They even thinking about making it that low? Yeah, they want to suck all the liquidity out of. They want to suck all of the money. Listen. the target is only going to be inexperienced people who jump into the market and think this is a game and don't want to do the research and don't want to do the fundamental and technical analysis and don't want to study the market. Don't do that. Don't let a guru, somebody that's trying to sell you a program that's going to teach you supposedly how to trade, because if you can buy those programs all you want, if you don't study the information and apply it, you're going to lose money.
For them, I'd rather see them invest more in sports versus something
you
like
can't
this.
blame the person who you bought the program from because you didn't do the research. They, you know what I mean? And so therefore, for someone who is not legally licensed to give professional investment advice, you taking a risk, even if they're a self-taught investor that's successful. These are the risks that we take, because if they giving you information and you're applying that information and generating income, it's cool. It was all good when the information was spot on. Anybody can be wrong. The best of the best can be wrong. Anything can happen. We are in a market that may be forever volatile due to how information is disseminated and how rapidly information can be spread, whether it's right or wrong. People are spreading information and spreading rumors before they even validate the information, as if it is indeed factual. Just to get you to click and listen to it. They lying like as if it's factual information, and a lot of times it's not. Now I know that they do that in regular podcasting. I know that they do that for clickbait and unethical podcasting. But is it being done in the financial literacy and education, information podcasting and YouTubing circles? I don't know. But just to protect yourself, the best thing to do would be to actually study the market and learn everything for yourself.
Big name, well-loved stocks.
This is why we should teach our children to have financial literacy classes begin in high school. If we want to elevate Americans, if we want to keep American markets liquid, we have to have new investors coming into the markets daily. As we teach our retail investors to learn how to become global economic capitalists, because it's a global economy that can be accessed. Because we can now have ownership in world markets through technology. This is why tech it's forever going to lead, you know what I'm saying, the market. This is why tech has always been my favorite sector since I first started doing this in 2001. Tech was my favorite sector. Technology. Technology is the most dangerous sector. Because you can't create the human experience and human interaction, and robots can't do that. And you'll never sell me a product or an item if you can't afford to hire someone to call me personally to do the sales pitch. I'm never talking to one of your AI robots. I'm not going to get your health insurance or nothing that you offer. That's aggravating, a robot calling you all day if you have a 9-to-5 trying to work. It's aggravating, and I just trade all day. But why I want to keep looking at my phone, and then when I do answer the phone, now the computers got so the AI robots that call your phone all day, they done got so smart and so tricky. They know that you won't answer if the area code is not a local area code, so now they start using local area codes to call you, and it's the same robot You done called me 5 times from different numbers. I might have talked to a real person. I'm not talking to a robot. Who just thought that that was a good idea to have robots calling, disturbing somebody else's workforce all day because you're trying to sell somebody something? So AI is need to get some things together. You need to rethink that shit.
Historically, we've been known for being very early to Bitcoin. Our first Bitcoin fund was launched.
Yeah, they need to really rethink some of the things, some of the ways that they really told these people. People really fired their telephone reps. They ain't making no sales. If you fired your telephone reps because you thought that we was gonna talk to your artificial intelligence computer, you messed up big time. I'm sure it's a lot of people that feel like me, like you really, I stopped working to answer this phone call to talk to a robot. No, I'm not doing it. I'm busy. I might talk to a pretty sounding lady who might be like, you know what, I just want to, you know what I'm saying? And because human interaction, a pretty voice might make a brother be like, oh, hold on. That robotic ass lady, then you ask her, is she a robot? She lie. No. They got artificial intelligence lying already.
It's 5 to 10 years in the making.
They made them start lying for people like me. I'm asking her, are you a robot? They used to stutter at first. They went and reprogrammed them to say yes.
Super micro. I mean, like different places where they're trying to get their exposure, but I think we'd like to hear from you.
Well, so recently there's been this big boom in a new set of companies called digital asset treasuries, or DATs. It's an area that we as a firm really helped kickstart earlier this year and have leaned into. These are companies that are following what MicroStrategy has done by accumulating capital or accumulating Bitcoin or other tokens on their balance sheet and really trying to increase the amount of tokens per share you own. We recently launched our own digital asset treasury called Solana Company, ticker HSDT. And when people think about digital asset treasuries or ETFs, like why would I own a Bitcoin in a box if I could just own a passive ETF? And it really comes down to active management versus passive. DATs or digital asset treasuries are all about active management, where ETFs, they're great for a lot of people, they're passive management. As you can see, there's a way to add a lot of value through active management, whether that's through marketing the token, advocacy, capital market strategies, or just simply buying and selling more intelligently than passively. And I believe over time that some of these digital asset treasuries, like HSDT, can really outperform the underlying token if they execute well.
How should we think about the early days of stablecoin adoption?
Have me a glass of wine and figure out what I'm gonna make for dinner.
Stablecoin Western.
Figure out what I'm gonna cook for dinner, or if I'm gonna order. I think it's Friday. I'm gonna order some food today. I've been cooking. I cooked yesterday. I cooked the day before. I think I might have cooked the day before that.
And are we going to have the security in terms of dollar backed completely, as we have with US dollar coin, for instance?
So 5 years from now, I truly believe every single financial application on your phone today will run on blockchain ground. But you and I will probably not notice the difference. And that's the beauty of it. The more that technology advances, the UI, the UX gets easier and more useful. And so you don't need to know exactly how blockchain works in the background. It just will work. And in reality, it could run on multiple chains. It could run on multiple different ones. But increasingly, there are
I actually started my positions into the foreign stock markets that were up when all of our major indexes were down yesterday. That's what I'm gonna continue to do, you know what I mean?
But at the moment, I still think we have a little bit to go before St. Louis.
Coming up, we thought earnings season was over. Well, else again. Here's your forecast week. Here, that's the options market. Break it down next. We'll have financials.
Also comes with a price, and it comes with some promotion and some Happy Meals and whatnot. It's McDonald's marketing to push everyone else around, and in a retail backdrop, this is the big one. I just think you don't have to always get, and I'll probably be doing nothing in this.
So I've been watching Comet for a long time. I've owned zero the entire time. hit 150 yen. It's 53 and change now. And although that report out of Chipotle talking about that 25 to 35 $1,000, that's right. That is very concerning. So cover is still not cheap. And now, you know, I'm like, oh, now it's at the price that I really would have liked it, but that's all I'm at.
I've been seeing GE give you an opportunity to really ring the chart. I gave it another day or so once we get to that 3-day rule, but I've been looking to bargain on CMG. I think the market took way too much out of it on that is.
Yeah, Mike, what's your thought on CMG?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think it's probably the forward numbers that we've seen in a while, but, you know, still I mean, in the options market, you know, all buying is slowing, but the uptick in put buying is even larger, so they have turned the sun around this one.
Why is Jeff Bridges here? I'm selling the T-Mobile commercial. You can get that.
Creamy breakfast rice. Butter. I use honey or blue agave for my sweetener. I don't eat granulated sugar. Sugar is bad for you. Sugar, in my opinion, is a drug. So I don't use sugar as my sweetener. I use honey or blue agave.
In the world of investing, a beast lurks between the numbers. Some watch for the safety of the sidelines, but others saddle it and ride that 1-ton morality line on all he's got. If that's you, join us on Taste of Trade, named best online broker for options trading. Genius loves company.
Thanks so much. Thanks. This has been great. Changing the strategy makes a lot of sense.
Doors.
For the invitation. Can't wait to see it.
Bring us together. A dedicated Fidelity advisor can help you open those doors with a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your
The
money.
architect left the plans at the back if you want to take a look.
She's so ready to take over.
For retirement and everything else you're looking to build.
We'll get there.
Your Fidelity advisor can help your legacy last for generations. Doors were meant to be opened.
As teachers, taking care of ourselves is taking care of our students. AG1 gives me a little bit of kickstart to my day, and I know it's full of ingredients that help support my immune system. We are better as teachers when we are feeling healthy and strong, and it is very hard to do that when you're feeling run down. I've got a whole classroom counting on me. I don't want to miss a day. All the shades.
Every one of them calls that come through disturbing your phone is somebody's robot. Somebody's robot. And I don't want to stop what I'm doing and talk to somebody's robot.
Next, when you have stocks with market capitalizations that are larger than some countries' GDPs, the behemoths that deserve in-depth consideration for their worth.
That money next and streaming on CNBC Plus.
Yeah, Meta is down. But
see what they like.
are up. I think you can enter the stock by selling some cash-covered puts.
Tim Seymour.
Happy Halloween. It's been a little scary out there in China tech land. It's all relative. In fact, this is a bit of a bottom of the uptrend on K-Well. SAD get back in there.
Karen.
Yes. So if I owned none of Amazon, would I buy it? Yes, I would. Amazon.
I think after the week we've had for Roku, you're going to see a bunch of
Mr. Grasso,
based on the street.
Italiano,
Thanks for watching.
Roku TV,
Have a safe Halloween. Mad Money starts right now.
Teacher, Teacher. Go join the CNBC Investing Club. About to have me a glass of wine, smoke me one, you know. Imported from Italy.
Well, good day, money. I'm just trying to make a little bit of money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate. So call me at 1-800-743-CBC or tweet me at Jim Cramer. We made it through October without a crisis or nasty decline. And I, for one, am shocked. Today, like so many other days this month, after a higher opening, it looks like we're going to get clogged. But then the market found this funny, strange with the Dow finishing up 41 points as we gaining 0.26%, the NASDAQ jumping 0.61%. Oh, it was a strange one, though. We had not one, but two terrific
Rufino, a wonderful sparkling wine,
Apple and Amazon.
imported from Italy. Rufino.
Amazon stock shot up nearly 10% to an all-time high. But Apple opened strong and then gave up all its gains. The gigantic tech nation states that reported this week, which, by the way, include Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet, overall acquitted themselves quite poorly. Only Alphabet really did well, with the worst being Meta, down more than 100 points in 2 days. Even though Meta's doing terrifically, Wall Street doesn't like that Mark Zuckerberg.
Meta was just trading at like $745, and yesterday it was $5. I thought it dropped down to $5. You know,
I'm a big believer in AI as the fourth industrial revolution. Wall Street's gotten skeptical of all of this capital spending. I still think these stocks are worth owning, and great stocks are the best defense in any tough market, as long as you own them as part of a diversified portfolio. Like I say in How to Make Money in Any Market, you should own 1 or 2 of these and trust them. Own them long term, though. Do not try to go in and out and in and out. It's all your call. But we encourage long-term investing in Cramer America, and that's how you make a real fortune in stocks. Now, look, I understand it is a tempestuous time. Lots of companies that serve the consumer have gotten very, very weak. In part because of inflation, in part because of the now endless government shutdown. And in part because of
Stock Market Savage. Subscribe to the channel. Do your own homework. This is not investment advice. I never do that. I don't give investment advice. This is a channel that, you know, wants to focus on impressing upon people the need to have financial literacy, the need for us to invest and to take money that we work for and to and put that money to work for us, to not just consistently be consumers, meaning all we do is work and buy things, work and buy things, work and pay bills, work and pay for things. All we do is use our money to consume, use our time to consume, but to never to invest. That is what a consumer is, someone who consumes. And an investor is someone who disciplines themselves and understands that to free yourself and to establish any type of financial freedom, that you have to take money that you work for and put that money to work for you. So subscribe to the channel. Like the videos. When you pop in the lives, like the shorts, subscribe to the channel. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to continue to say that when we reach 1,000 subscribers, we are going to give away $1,000, $100 to 10 people randomly selected. Stock Market Savage, Santorio Hector, Cleveland record producer. Go download the albums. Follow me on Apple, Spotify, subscribe, download the records, check the records out, featuring artists from New York to California. I appreciate y'all who took the time to pop into the live and politic. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody.
In the old days when we had worries about the economy,
my reading glasses.
Good stocks. Now, perhaps because of inflation, people just won't pay up for the name brands. Let's see what CEO.
Salute to K-Way.
Now, will Pfizer
breakout at the $25 level.
Salute to IDQ, Blaze it, G. Where the dank at? Mexico. Is that Mexico?
More of a stock unless I'm bought equivalent. Shopify turns this number.
Y'all be blessed, man. You know what I mean?
Canadian, terrific.
Y'all have a blessed evening.
A very reliable winner. I think it can duplicate. It's an
Enjoy your weekend.
It has
Enjoy your Friday.
Small, medium-sized businesses.
You know what I'm talking about. Learn to invest and go join the CNBC Investing Club, led by Jim Cramer.
Well, one for many.
This is the teacher.
Really, AMD.
This is the teacher, Jim Cramer.
CEOs on repeatedly. These are the kinds
CNBC, go join the CNBC Investing Club. I'm usually a member. I'm getting ready to renew my membership.
The entire law enforcement paradigm with its tasers, its body cameras, its drones, and its automatic artificial intelligence drive police reports. You know what? I actually own them both. For the screamers, though, Caterpillar has become one of the best performers in the entire market, and I think that move is justified.